Right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 212. Now, last week I said that I was going to come back for Memorial Day weekend. We're going to have a super soldier take on the Winter Soldier. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. 2014. Yeah, man. This movie, the first of the MCU films to be directed by the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo. Chris Evans, he's back as Cap. Yeah, Captain America is back and stronger, faster, and sharper than ever, Chad. I mean, the way they showcased him when they made that boat raid, man. Yeah. Yeah, they just have to remind the audience and those that are new to these movies. They have to remind the audience of how formidable Captain America is. Scarlett Johansson. We get to see more of her on display. Not the way that you would think. But yeah, Black Widow is also showcased a bit more in this movie. The introduction of Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie, and then you got other cast that making their return. Kobe Smulders, Haley Atwell, her fine ass is back, and then you got, of course, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and then you have Sebastian Stan coming back, but not exactly the same guy he once was back in the first Avenger. So yeah, he's back, the Winter Soldier, and business has most definitely picked up. And then you get Frank Grillo coming in. Frank Grillo, soon to be known as Crossbones in the MCU. But yeah, we get to see him in action in this film right here. Emily Van Camp and Sharon Carter, Peggy Carter's niece. And then you got Robert Redford. Anybody see my review on Indecent Proposal, you know that I got strong feelings about Redford, But yeah, you need somebody to play a scumbag, you get Robert Redford. Clearly, simple as that. But yeah, I tell you though, man, yeah, those are all the major players in this movie. But yeah, this movie though, we get to see we get to see the evolution of Captain America. We get to see the evolution of you get to see the development of new characters. Like Falcon. First thing we see is Washington D.C. at dawn, and Falcon having his Sam Wilson having his early morning jog, but then quickly coming up behind him, Steve Rogers himself, letting him know it's on his left. Just run right past him. See him again. Coming up behind him again, on your left. Go right past him. And then next thing you know, come up behind him again. Yeah, on your left. Come on. Yeah, he made like what was it? 30 yards in 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 yards, 30 yards, 30 miles in 30 minutes. But yeah, Steve, him being a super soldier, he came up behind him, passed him fast. But yeah, that's how they first met. Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers. Early morning jog. Sam, you know, he had two tours and over there. They didn't mention where, but it was over there. You know, he had no difficulty sleeping. It's the bed don't feel right. He used to sleeping on rocks when he was over there. Now that he's back home, the bed, it's just feel like marshmallows. Feel like you're gonna stick right through. The adjustment from the firefight to normal life. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Two tours over there, and then you back home. The war is over. You back home. Waiting for your next assignment as a soldier. You're stationed now in Washington. But hey, life of a soldier. That's how that's how things like that would go. Yeah, Captain America. Steve Rogers. He had trouble. He had trouble sleeping, so he go out for a run. Get a little exercise in. But I tell you though, seeing Black Widow, seeing Natasha Romanoff, have her show up, and you can see her very playful, her very flirtatious side in this movie. I mean, those eyes, man, those eyes. Hey, Scarlett Johansson, one of the most beautiful women in the world. So those eyes, they tell the story. But yeah, when they did that ship raid, so just to rescue some hostages from George's Batroc, played by Georges St. Pierre, GSP himself. Yeah, UFC welterweight champion, or former UFC welterweight champion. The fight that he and Captain America had, yeah, he throwing in some pretty good strikes, but Cap, he got the shield, he was blocking the strikes and he was going back at him. So yeah, he pretty much challenged Captain America to a one-on-one fight, hand to hand. He thought he was pretty good without the shield. That's what he thought. He pretty much challenged him without the shield though. Yeah, so Cap, he took the shield, put it behind him, took off his helmet, yeah, he said, "Let's go," in French. So yeah, so they went at it, boy, and Captain America whooped his ass. Okay, I mean, you see it. It's real cool to see George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre just throwing his expertise in the movie here. Throwing his punches and kicks. He was very, very well known for it. But hey, he's taking on a super soldier, so he's gonna get his ass whooped. So yeah. Captain America whooped his ass. So yeah, it's just real cool to see that, just that moment, for mixed martial arts fans, it's just that real cool moment to see that in this movie. But yeah, this whole movie though, it's this movie, this movie, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This movie is pretty much uh, a spy, a spy caper. It's a political. It is very political. I mean, the dialogue exchange in this movie, especially between Steve and Nick Fury. Nick Fury. Yeah, yeah. He introduced Captain to these new aircrafts. You know, and yeah, they're designed to in conflict right before it ever happened. These well advanced, these very rather large, well advanced fighter jets, basically. And yeah, you know, Steve, you let them know. Yeah, this is not freedom. This is fear. These things is going to cause more harm. They are going to do good. But and later on in the movie, we did see that these things did cause more harm. And yeah, later on in the movie, we found out that Robert Redford's character, he's a scumbag, right? Yeah, yeah, he hired the Winter Soldier, and he pretty much had a had this plan. He, while working under a Hydra, former Hydra um, member. Who was it? Who was it? Oh man, it's gonna take me a long while. But yeah, working with a former member of Hydra that was supposed to have been dead for many years, but obviously he made himself into like a computer program. Oh yeah, Arnold Zola. Yeah, he's a damn face inside of a computer. He's pretty much a damn computer virus, basically. Yeah, but yeah, he survived. He also survived in World War II, and he comes back and and becomes this thing. This, but yeah, everybody who was members of Shield, they all were revealed to be members of Hydra, and that was the huge plot twist of this movie. You know, Shield was Hydra the whole time, and yeah, when Nick Fury, when he found out that he was double crossed, you know, they pretty much put out a assassination hit on him. So yeah, without knowing that, without letting Cap know, he had his phone, and he was he was telling him the truth about what's going on, but he verbally telling him that wife kicked him out and stuff like that. He's sitting in Cap's apartment unannounced, saying he's telling his wife kicked him out, stuff like that. And he's telling him on his phone through text that yeah, we've been compromised. Yeah, the shield has been compromised. Yeah, so who can you trust? You can't trust nobody at this point. You know, Shield has been revealed to be Hydra. Captain America is now pretty much a fugitive, and he got to clear himself. Black Widow has sided with Captain, so she's pretty much on the run. Yeah, this movie, yeah, it is a political spy caper. Captain America and Black Widow is on the run. You got Sam Wilson, coming in, allying himself with Captain America. Nick Fury fakes his own death. You know, even though he did get ambushed, he got out of it, but they had to make it look like that he was dead. But yeah, Nick Fury fakes his own death, and he's pretty much off the radar now. And then you got the we got the resurrection of an old friend, of an old dead friend in Bucky Barnes, but he's now the Winter Soldier. He's now uh, Hydra's personal assassin. But yeah, this is Hydra's way in taking over not only governments, but taking over the entire world. This is their foolproof plan right here, and yeah, it almost worked. If Captain America did not intervene, this whole thing almost worked. But yeah, the fight scene between, like I said, you got the Super Soldier versus the Winter Soldier. The fight scene between Captain America and Bucky in that street, man, that is one of the most impressive close quarter combat sequences I have ever seen so far at that time. So far at that time, you heard me boast about Atomic Blonde, so things have really stepped up since then. Yeah, Atomic Blonde, and then you got the John Wick films. So yeah, close quarter combat scenes. It's just it it piled up, it layered up, it leveled up. But I believe that it really have started with this movie right here. With this movie right here, Winter Soldier. So yeah, I gotta tell you though, man. I gotta tell you, that was one of the most impressive looks of you know, hand to hand. And then you got the knife exchange, at one point, you switched the knife from the right hand to the left hand, and he still kept moving in full cadence, man. Full cadence, full choreography. It was just so good to see, man. But yeah, that was just round one between those guys. Round two, yeah, he come back. He wearing the old World War II outfit just so he can try and get his buddy to remember his old buddy. He think he's still in there. So yeah, with that metal arm, with that whole metal arm, yeah, he pretty much beat up on Captain America with one arm because he wasn't there. Steve was not there to fight his friend. He was there to free his friend, mentally free him. So yeah, Bucky. Who the hell's Bucky? But yeah, the Winter Soldier. Feeding them those metallic fists. Yeah, just punching, smashing Steve's face in. But Steve, he's trying to talk him down. Let him know. Yeah, he's here to fight with him. He's going to be there for him. He's going to be there for him no matter what. Yeah, yeah. He just had to stop because yeah, it's pretty much just now starting to be a little bit all too familiar. So yeah, the little sacrifice that Cap made just to get his buddy back. You know, you can see that he took that Winter Soldier, Bucky, James Barnes took that in consideration, and you know, he didn't get washed up in the river. He pulled him. He pulled him. He pulled Captain America to shore. But yeah, he walked away, but only to find out that later on in um that end credit scene that he was at the Captain America portion of the Smithsonian, and he was looking at the James Barnes exhibit, pretty much reading about James Barnes' life. He's reading about his own life, and you see this look on his face, this conflicting look in his eyes. He did not know who this guy is, but at the same time, he remembered who this guy is. He's pretty much finding out about himself, finding out what happened to himself, and knowing what he know now. Boy, oh boy, the battle that had been going on through his mind, man. And yeah, we're going to find out about that in the next film, which I will be covering at some point in time. I'm not going to say further down. Well, it will be further down the line, but it won't be soon. I'll tell you that. But anyway, though, yeah, this movie though, it's just a strong ass film. I mean, you got a lot of new faces. You got a lot of a couple of old faces, and all has been displayed in this real huge showcase of different um, uh, uh, different in different characteristic profiles. Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff. She showed off her skills, and she showed off more of her personality that we have not seen here. And she really want Steve to get a date. Throughout the whole movie, she's trying to set him up with somebody. Anybody that she knows, even throughout the hint of the nurse that lives down the hall in the same apartment building down the hall from him, who is a Sharon Carter. She even threw out that little bit of a hint. He trying to remind her to stay on the job, and she's multitasking. But yeah, we get to see her. We get to see her. We get to see her little bit of her personality. And yeah, she's a. She's one of those chicks that you would love to go out with, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind hanging out with her. At the same time, I wouldn't mind hanging out with her. She's a, you like to take her out take her out to dinner, but hey, after work, you get to hang out with her and you get to have a beer together, that type of thing, Yeah, they had a nice little reference in of War Games, the movie War Games, she she's saying that yeah, you like to play a game, they was at the computer and they was about to get some hacking done, I guess, and she said yeah, he like to play a game, and yeah, Steve, he's the man he's man out of time, but he understood that reference, yeah, he saw that movie, but yeah, yeah, nice little Easter egg for anybody who's an 80s movie fan, But yeah, I tell you though, this movie though, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, one of the best sequels not only in the MCU, but one of the best Captain America sequels, period. One of the best Captain America films, period. I mean, if you can make a list of top 3 Captain America films, the first Avenger is going to be last, regardless, because we're going to have a little trouble determining which one is number 1, Winter Soldier or Civil War, because they're both awesome films. All 3 of them are awesome films, but which one is number 1, Winter Soldier or Civil War? That is the debate right there. But yeah, right now, Winter Soldier is up there, number 1. This is an awesome movie, 100%. Yeah. Not only it is a superhero movie, but it's a spy caper. Something that you see back in the 70s. 70s spy caper, pretty much, and very political, and not political to the point that you're gonna get bored out of your mind, but political to the point that you're going to hear what they have to say. Hear the topics that they have to say, and you're still going to be intrigued on what's going on with it. So yeah, man, I tell you, this movie keeps your interest from beginning to the end. It keeps your attention from beginning to the end, and seeing what happened to Agent Carter, and knowing what we know from the TV show, knowing what we know from Endgame, and seeing her almost at the end of her life. She's sick. She's very old. She's very sick. Steve visiting his girl, his number 1 girl, his only girl. Steve visiting her, and they having this conversation. But then automatically the Alzheimer's kicked in. And that is just heartbreaking for us viewers, Jack, especially if you have a family member that had Alzheimer's. I say had because, my grandfather, he passed on a few years back. So yeah. So yeah, seeing that, the Alzheimer's kicked in, it's just a little bit heartbreaking for us because, it's going to come that time where, you see your loved ones, it's not the same as they used to be. So yeah, and yeah, Peggy Carter, from the TV show, you see how she lived her life, and then you see how it all pretty much progressed and pretty much ended around, with everything else. So yeah, I tell you though, yeah, seeing that, it's just it was hurtful. I tell you, but it was understandably for the understandable for the story. But yeah, this movie, yeah, it's 100% straight 5 out of 5. That's my review, Jack. I'm sticking to it. Now next week, man, next week, we're going to the prom. Oh yes, man, yeah. So yeah, it's not about who goes with you. It's all about who takes you home. Next week, man. So check out my other shit right here and subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show is off. And you have a nice Memorial Day weekend.